Hello, eRank. Hopefully, we are live because it's been a couple of weeks. So, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. I hope everyone had an awesome time. It's interesting to be back again. I'm Pam Duthie. She's Starla Moore, and we are here to help you make 2025 your best year ever on whatever you sell on.
It doesn't even need to be Etsy because I think there are so many people who don't realize that eRank has other data. And I think this year we're going to start really talking about that because, I mean, Pinterest alone, that data on its own is so valuable for marketers. Keyword data for Pinterest and Google, and there's also teachers pay teachers, which a lot of people I know are in the teaching industry, and that's one that we don't talk about at all, but it's there.
Yeah, that's something I've got to look into because I know people were excited when we got the data, and I'm like, I don't even know what that is. But yeah, it sounds interesting. So if you haven't noticed, eRank is more than just Etsy. We obviously have the most experience on Etsy, and it is the best option for many of us, but there's so much else. I'm excited to dig into Pinterest, to be honest, because that if you can take good pictures, if you have visual products, Pinterest is a great place to be. Um, Absolutely. People are still loving Pinterest. I still don't understand it.
I use it
People
a
are like,
lot, but I
yeah.
don't pin on it. I use it like as a consumer.
That's the
So
best way, though. So you can tell us how it works, how you find things, what you like and stuff, and then we can reverse engineer that. Because,
I'm a pin
yeah,
and full. I have probably a million pins on Pinterest. I'm just not as good at actually using it.
yeah. I'm I'm worse. I've tried pinning things, and Pinterest has done really, really good for my Etsy shop, but not through anything I've done. I don't know how to capitalize on that, so I've got to work on that. So yeah,
I'm more of the Instagram strategist. I'm good with the Instagram stuff, but Pinterest,
yeah,
TikTok, I mean TikTok, it's a lot of it's the same, but there's a lot more luck involved, I think, with
yeah,
TikTok.
yeah. TikTok seems to, like you say, it's luck. You post things and they seem to fly, but are they flying? Are they not? Do those numbers even mean anything? I don't. I try TikTok. I'd like, well, if there's going to be TikTok this year or not. I don't know
Right.
what's happening with you guys, but yeah.
Yeah, well, what I keep telling everybody is that if for any reason TikTok does end up getting banned, all those people are going to go somewhere. So get on Instagram. Like if you're not there, they're basically like TikTok. They have their Reels page where it's the same as TikTok. There's just the added benefit of also being able to post photos. So yeah, I mean, people who are addicted to TikTok, they're going to go somewhere. YouTube
Yep.
Shorts are also an option. I like Instagram just because I feel like it's easier and you have more creative possibilities. Because sometimes I want to make a post every day, but I don't want to record a video every day, you know? So at least on Instagram, you could do a photo or a carousel or a story or something like that. You don't just have to have wonderful videos every single day.
True. There's more options. But
Exactly.
those videos you were making from TikTok, you can put them in so many places.
Mhm.
Even Pinterest has videos
Yep.
and carousels and pictures and everything. Yeah. So I think this is the year to look into these other things. Well, for me anyway.
Yeah, and Metricool, I started using Metricool as my social media scheduler last year because originally I was just scheduling directly through the platforms. I would do the Meta Business Suite for Facebook and Instagram, and then I would do, you can schedule through Pinterest directly. Um, that was such a pain in the butt. So I started my Metricool account. And what I really like about them are, all the analytics that you get. You get so many analytics. And I've got that connected to Blue Sky, to Threads, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, um, Pinterest. You can do LinkedIn. So I've got it connected to accounts that I never log into. I don't even know, I can't remember the login for my Twitter, but it's tweeting almost every single day.
Yeah, definitely. Zach, sort out the Meta Business Suite. It's awful.
It is. It is.
To post things, it's such hard work. So yeah, I definitely think some kind of scheduler thing to help you out, because yeah, I've tried. I don't mind scheduling on Pinterest. Twitter's not bad, but yeah, the Meta Business Suite is a nightmare.
Yeah. So, guys, as we're diving into 2025, I think that some of the things that I know that I've been hearing within my own community, and I'm sure that, you know, Pam's probably seen things as well, is people not really knowing what to do with all this really good holiday data. During the holidays, this is the best time of year to collect data because everybody is shopping. So you can take that data and kind of use it throughout the year to see what was most interesting in your shop. And you can either use that as we, you know, head into other holidays like Valentine's Day, because, you know, things like personalized jewelry, for example, that's going to be popular every holiday. I'm doing a trend video on Tuesday, and I noticed that keychains, in cat keychains and leather keychains and crochet keychains are really popular. And I'm thinking, well, these are giftable for every holiday, especially when it comes to like the hard to buy for type person, or, you know, men for the leather keychains. What the heck do you buy grandpa? Oh, get him a leather keychain, you know? But, you know, actually knowing what to do with that data, where to find it, and then how to apply it can be hard. And like I said, you can save it for next year, holiday time, because if it was popular in your shop, you know, this year, it might be popular next year as well. But it also is indicative of what's going to be popular over the next few months. Probably not as much as it was in, you know, November and December for the holiday shoppers, but some things are going to maintain that popularity. So, Pam, did you want to show off what you have?
I don't know if it's showing off much, because my shop has been shut for a little while, but I do have some data. So I'll show you some of the things that I would look at. Yeah, I'm showing everything here.
The green left nav, do you guys like that more? Remember, that was our big holiday gift from Anthony before our break. Have you guys noticed that our left navigation is not so blindingly bright?
All this, and even when you collapse it, if you didn't know you could collapse it, guys, by the way, there's the little arrows here. I didn't even know how weird I am, but then everyone else is saying the same thing. But when I saw it to start with, our new branding and everything, the thing that wasn't working for me was because it was all white, my eyes just sort of slide off the page. But for some reason, having this solid green here, it's like, oh, look, there's where the data is. That's where I've got to look. So yeah, for me, I was like, immediately, that is so much better. Okay, so for the data here, as you can see, my shop's still on vacation mode, but there is some data. I shut it down the beginning of December, but I can still go back and look at what data we had before that. If it wasn't shut down, I'd see here my top keywords and everything. If you've got your Google Analytics connected, and I think we have told everybody so many times to connect your Google Analytics to your Etsy shop and then connect it to eRank, because so helpful, and we're going to show you why. Let's see if I get into this the right place first time. Shop Insights, yep, traffic stats.
Yeah, so there's everything being rearranged. You know, when we built that muscle memory over years and years of eRank being the same, I do the same thing. I stumble around right now.
Exactly. We'll figure it out, but yeah, not so much. So in traffic stats, obviously the last 30 days, I have no data, but whenever you're looking at data, if you have a shop like our Bryan's, who has loads and loads of views, you can probably look at the past 30 days. He can probably even look at the past week and get enough data. For many of us, you want to look at a big enough time period that you're getting enough data. There's no point looking at the things, the keywords that get you one visit. That doesn't tell you much, but the keywords that get you hundreds of visits or something, you get much more data from it. So I've put 15 months. My shop's been very quiet. I've done terribly. But here we're seeing all the keywords that people found your listings for and where they showed up on Etsy. So we get all this data straight away that gives us some ideas. And what you can do, this little button here takes you to your keyword lists. So let's make sure I don't click the wrong thing. So let's call it 2025 because that's the year we're in now. So I make a new list of just now, and this is just going to be everything that looks like keywords I want to keep an eye on because they did well. Like Starla said, what was doing well is likely to carry on and still do well for a wee bit at least. So all you have to do is just look at the keywords that were doing good for you and just be, okay, I want to remember these are good keywords. If they're relevant, there will always be things you show up for that aren't, but the top ones, people are searching for me. That's so nice.
That's all mine is. Mine is only my name and my shop name because they hear me say it on YouTube, which is why I always get on people when they say like, oh, this YouTuber won't even share her Etsy shop. And I'm like, well, you know what? Some YouTubers can't share their Etsy shop because if they do, it'll completely destroy their stats and they won't learn anything.
It does, but I don't mind because the other thing we are saying is to use social media, build up a following. Like we all started from nothing on YouTube as well. Starla's built up her business and she's helping people and things, but it's also, it circles back and it helps her. This is things we're teaching you as well. So don't be afraid to share. Like if people search for my name and they find my shop, that has not hurt my SEO in any way.
Not at all. I think the main thing for me is that when I want to show something on camera through like a screen recording, I'm not able to do that very well with my current shop. So because there's so many looky-loos. But what Pam's talking about is like all the people who say, oh, it's going to mess up your conversion rates if you post your shop on social media.
Yep. It can mess up how we're explaining things to you, but it doesn't hurt your shop at all. So here, if you pick up any of your keywords, you can click on them and even see which listings were getting found. And we can dig into them. If I hit the view, well, firstly, you can see the keyword and the yellow highlight. I love this because it shows is your SEO. Let's see if I can find one that's. Is this one good? No, I've done too well. Here we go. Chinese crested plush. So I've had a lot of people searching for this. And you can look and see the yellow highlight saying, hang on, am I really, it's not actually relevant for my listing because my listing's not a plush, but if it was, am I as optimized for this as I could be? Just at a quick look, I can go, hang on, people are searching for a Chinese crested plush. I've got Chinese crested. I did put plushie in my title just because people do search for it. But it's not picking up in my tags. Not sure why it's not, but I could put it as one whole word in my tag so you can see just at a glance, have I done okay for my SEO? But what also I like to do is to go in, you can go into the traffic stats for an individual listing. That's in a different tab. Is it showing? Yep. So you can go in there and see, back to 15 months, you can see what keywords worked for that listing and see if there's any that need saving. So there's a couple of corgi slippers. No, I don't make slippers. But so you've got some more ideas. And every time I click on this little star, that's saving it to my keyword list. So anytime I want to do some work on my shop, I can just pull up my keyword list and go, what were those keywords? And we'll go over and have a look at that in a minute. But the other thing we've got here, I can see where my Etsy ads working. I'm trying to remember if I was running Etsy ads or not. If we're going to, yep. So we've got some things. What was doing good? What do I maybe have to go and have a look, have a word with Etsy about. I think Cowboy Golden Book is not very
I
good.
don't think so.
And felted slippers. So yeah,
Butter
that's not
knife?
the best. Yeah. That is definitely not a butter knife. So yeah, to say Etsy was throwing spaghetti at the wall for my adverts is something. I might have to go and do a bit of work there. And we can also see, I don't think this gets views from Pinterest. It's what some of my others know. But you would see if it was getting views from other places as well. So you can go in and get all of these, save your keywords, see what was important, and then we can view list. It's been a while. I've been off for like 3 weeks now, and it seems I forget how to do everything. So you can go to this keyword list that you've just created, and you've got all of this tasty data here to be able to look into and to be able to say, oh, do I want to make a listing about a border collie? Because actually, perhaps I do.
Yeah,
Have a look.
the
This
competition's
keywords,
low.
yeah, really low competition. People are starting looking for it. I've just got a border collie puppy, so I can do loads of videos and stuff. So that sounds really good. Again, cat bookmarks. Should I have been pushing a bit harder with that over Christmas? Because the views were doubling, but really low competition. And you're just getting an idea. You can save any of these keywords. You can, just look at them and see. If I come into this in 2 months' time, I can see this search trend. It'll be updated to show me what the search trend for all these keywords I've kept. But for me, the most important thing is to literally, at this time of the year, see what was working and save it. That's that's absolutely the most important thing. And hopefully we'll show you through the year what to do with all of that. Right, did I miss anything there?
Unless you maybe want to, just as a recap, I know we talked about it before the break, but something that I think a lot of people still don't know how to do is add on our keyword lists our column customization that we now have.
Yes. This is super cool. I'm not sure if is it that's showing up. Yes, it is. Brilliant. Okay. So if you hit the columns button, you can rearrange what we've got here. So if you want to be able to see different things, if the long tail keywords is not interesting to you, switch it off. If you want to see the character count, to see is this a good tag or is it just a keyword? So by tag, saying if it's under 20 characters, so you'd be able to use it. And I always like the notes section. So then you can apply and you've customized this. So yeah, notes. Thank you, Starla. So you can like look at here and say, do this now. A little reminder to yourself.
I just did that today with my color flags. I never look at the notes, but the color flags work well for me. So I was in there today, color coordinating.
Yeah, the flags are great as well. So you can look and you can just go, here's an important one. Pay attention to that. Or if there's other ones that I'm not so keen on, like felt dog bookmark, I'm a bit not bothered about that because nobody's searching for it. It's relevant, but I don't need to worry about it too much. So it's just little reminders for yourself. And then, like everything in the eRank, if I'd done a few of these, I could order it by my flags and be able to pull up all the green ones and maybe make a listing out of the green ones, pull up all the amber ones for ones you want to check in on and stuff. Yeah, good reminder, because I hadn't even noticed I hadn't got the notes column, and I love the notes. That's my thing. Every time we're looking at a new tool, I'm always saying to Anthony, can we get a notes section? Because I do things and then I forget why they've done them. So that can be a good thing. You could say, put a note to yourself, you've added that keyword to a couple of your listings and what date you've done it. So that really reminds you what you've done or why you've done it. Those notes are great.
Ruth Marie had said, I've never been able to successfully connect my Google Analytics to eRank. I'm going to have to try again. It is a pain in the butt. But if you need help with it, reach out to our support girls, and they can direct you to the article that Anthony made. It is challenging. If you get frustrated with it, please know that you're not alone. I was so frustrated. And I mean, I've done it multiple times. It's just when Google Analytics updated, we had to do it again.
Yeah. Not only was I frustrated, I had the whole back end of the eRank team trying to figure out what I'd done wrong. Because when I set it up in the first place, I didn't follow Anthony's advice and it was absolutely not working. And so the whole team had to look in and figure out what I'd done and sort of change how we did things to catch, because there's loads of tutorials out there and they're all wrong.
They are. They are. Anthony's is the only one that is even remotely correct, because they're all, and most of them are outdated, still catered to universal analytics.
Yep. And it's just some stupid, like Google, I don't know why you do this, but there's just one little bit you've got to add in for them to collect the keywords for you. Like if I'm connecting Google Analytics, I want to know what keywords are working, but it doesn't automatically happen. You have to go in and just type a simple thing in a simple place. And none of the tutorials that I was following showed you how to do that. And then Anthony's just like, have you done this? No. What? And it was that simple. Yeah, Debbie's another fan of the notes. I think she's shouting louder than me whenever we're getting something. It's like, add notes. But it is. I don't know how people with massive, like hundreds and thousands of listings deal with it without a notes column, because even in my little shop, I'm always like, make a change. Now, why did I make that? Right, let's write a note to myself, because I will forget.
See, Linda also didn't know about the notes. It's so useful. And then she said, what color is my sweatshirt? This is Printify's forest green jerseys, Zees, because they got rid of my favorite, which was the American Heritage sweatshirt. So we are testing these, and it's holding up really well. It's
great.
not, yeah, the color's nice. The print has stayed. It's a little thinner than our last sweatshirts, but I sweat in like those big thick sweatshirts. So now that like when I pulled it out of the package, I was disappointed because it was thinner, but I find myself wearing it more because it's thinner. So
yeah.
So we switched all of our sweatshirts over to this brand, but I'm really happy with the print. It's holding up a lot more than the American Heritage did. American Heritage had great prints, like right when you pulled it out of the package, but then after you washed it a couple times, it faded. And this one hasn't faded. So I'm purposefully wearing it a lot and washing it a lot to see how it does. But this was from our we're officially licensed by Jennifer Armentrout, the author of From Blood and Ash. And this character, he's a werewolf, but they occasionally they called him a marshmallow in like one book because he was a white wolf. So we made him. This is what we talk about, though, with those really specific references, because it was one little reference in the entire book where a couple characters joked and called him a marshmallow. And it's not even like a focal point. There's no merch about it, though. And because of that, we've been selling quite a few of these because it's such a specific, weird reference. And there's tons of merch for this book, but it's the stuff that we're selling that's the weird references that you can't find like by Googling quotes from the book that tend to do well. So this is just another example of like picking a niche, but making sure that you really, really understand that niche. Just like Pam, I told you about the lady that everybody got on her because she was making all these patriotic red, white, and blue 4th of July hot dog eating contest designs. And everybody was like, it's not really something that all American families, do on 4th of July. We're not all having hot dog eating contests, but she thought that we were because she wasn't from the US, so she just didn't know. So yeah, understanding your niche. It's those little itty bitty golden nuggets. And guess what? This character's name and anything about marshmallows related to this book series, no keywords on it. But when people search for merch related to the book title, the cool, obscure things are what stand out. So, you know, if you are like Pam creating really specific little dog sculptures, yeah, she's going to do really, really well making like the trendy dogs like corgis and stuff that everybody recognizes. And even people who don't necessarily own corgis might buy one because they think they're cute. But people who don't own Chinese crusteds probably aren't going to actively seek Chinese crested products. So she's got that really great combo of general, universal dogs like Labradors and things that everybody knows, but then she can get really, really narrowed down on multiple micro niches for the people who are absolutely obsessed with their very, very specific dog breeds.
Absolutely. One of my best ones that's been a top for years is the Havanese dog, and I've met one in real life. Mm-hmm. It's the not common breeds. And the same with shirts. I remember so many of my friends are like super nerds on bands, and they'll always have a t-shirt that has the obscure thing, and you'll be walking through a city somewhere and there's always someone else that'll be like they get like you're the super fans, and people really love to be like the weird. And I did want to say as well, guys, if you're doing print on demand, Starla's doing the right thing here. Like, she has got that shirt and she's living in it. So she knows if someone comes back and says the print's not good on it or stuff, it's like she knows there's something wrong, but in general, it's good. Whereas I think some of you, not you guys are awesome, but some people will just be like, make the design, and if there's any complaints, it's not my problem. That's the company. But no, it's your problem.
The way that people talk in, some of these POD groups where they're, it's like they blame the customer first. I'm shocked by the customer service that some of these people are, these sellers are. I don't know. It's they immediately get defensive. And I'm like, if you've never held the item in your hands, you have no idea, what the quality is going to be like. And that doesn't mean that you need to order one of every single shirt that you offer. I mean, I do, but I tell you what, it's freaking expensive to do. So I can understand why people wouldn't. But at least, making sure that if you're going to offer, 50 different sweatshirt, designs on one brand of sweatshirt, just order one of those sweatshirts so you know what the quality is, and wash it and feel it and, walk around in it and make sure that it's something that you actually like. Because I tell you what, we did the same thing last year when we first opened our shop. And I started with the Gildan sweatshirts. I ordered 2 brands. And first of all, comparing them side to side, one had this nice vibrant print. And then the Gildan was super dull from Swift POD. And if I wouldn't have ordered, I would have never known that. And the quality wasn't very good. I didn't like the quality. So, sometimes you have to place orders. I would recommend, especially when it comes to things like shirts, ordering 2 different brands so that you have a baseline to compare with. That way, if something isn't correct, like the color accuracy isn't there, you might not notice that unless you have them sitting side by side. And then you really, realize, wow, this one is, not as good as the other one.
Yeah, and you've got to wear clothes anyway. So might as well make stuff that you like.
Man, I have so many of these samples. I don't have any friends that are my size. So I've got friends that read these books, but I always get smalls and mediums. So then I'm just stuck with them. I think next time I'm going to purposefully order oversized, since oversize is in style. That way my photos are trendy with the oversized look, but then I have friends that, wear bigger sizes that I could pawn them off. And then I can get pictures of them wearing them, and it's an ongoing forever thing.
Yeah, I know someone in our, I think it was in our Facebook group, used to get a load and would have like a summer barbecue with all their friends and their friends' kids around, and dress everyone up, take pictures of them. And then the kids were like really into the item that they wore, and so would post it on social media and would try and get more sales for the thing that they wore. Great. So you get photographs, you get to test your item, and you get free marketing from the kids going like, look at the t-shirt that I got to wear.
Yeah, you need you need friends that would buy and wear or use what you sell. That way you can pawn off your prototypes on them, and then they become your little advertising minions.
Yeah,
That's what I've been doing, because I end up with so many
absolutely.
samples. So I just give them away as gifts.
Yeah. And if you get everyone together for a party for you to take photographs, then you get all your friends around for a tax deductible party. Sounds genius.
A big photo shoot party. That's
Yeah.
true. I never even thought about that.
Yeah. See? That's what we're here for, making your life more fun.
And your gifts become tax deductible because you buy them all for the photo shoots, but then they're also gifts. So it's like all your tax deductible gifts are.
There you go. Genius.
Let's
I learned this years ago. My mum does knitting, and I think it was even before she was on Etsy, but she was wanting to do some Greek-inspired patterns. So she went to the Greek islands for a holiday to learn about the all the patterns and designs in Greece. So anything, it's just research for work. Check legally that you can do the things
right.
you're doing, by the way, guys.
We are not accountants.
Yes.
And Kat, she said I'm doing something similar with my knitting pattern designs, giving the finished items as gifts, and I get unique photos in return.
Brilliant. Yeah, that's if you're doing patterns and things, obviously you have to make the items. So yeah, that's a genius idea as well. Yeah. I think getting ideas, like my shop did the best when it's difficult if you make everything. It's also difficult if you print on demand, you've got lots of different items. It's difficult to get cool photos if it takes a time to get hold of the items or if it costs money. But definitely my shop blew up the best when I had my mum walked into a gallery and asked if they wanted to take my stuff because I didn't have the balls to walk in and go, I'm an artist, take my stuff. But my mum walked into a gallery and she got that they agreed to take my stuff. And I think it was like 35 sculptures they wanted in 2 weeks. So I wasn't sleeping. But that meant I had 35 different things to photograph. They were going to the gallery, they were out in my hands, but I had all these photos that I could add to my social media, to my shop and everything. So I didn't sleep for 2 weeks. I got them done, but it helped with everything because literally having a photo shoot, having hundreds of photographs that you can do, like I'm still using some of those photographs. So definitely worth it. And while we're on the subject, sorry?
I said, use your friends for labor.
Yeah, well, that's exactly where I was going as well. Because another thing that I did, a lot of people will say it's not fair. I can't do photographs. Like you absolutely can. If you have a phone, you can do great photographs. But I was struggling to get inspired to be able to do cool social type photographs. And my friend's sister was at college learning photography. So I hired her. She did a project on photographing my things. So
awesome.
You use the people you know. You can help each other.
Exactly. We haven't mentioned yet that, what day was it?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I'm going, what day is it just now? It has to be Thursday. Yes, it was Tuesday.
Tuesday. I love you knew what I was going to bring up before I even said it. I just said, what date was it? And you went, it was Tuesday. You knew exactly where I was going.
We're wavelength.
So on Tuesday, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Hannah Gardner. She is an awesome YouTuber in the Etsy space, but we've been working with her over at eRank for the last few months. She's got a really great software called Profit Tree, where basically it will help you with inventory and supply management. So we wanted to kind of find a way that we could work with her and she could work with us, because we feel like these, eRank and the inventory management aspect of business go so well together. So she did a 4-hour Etsy like slam course, like just go, go, go. I have not had a chance to watch it, but Pam did.
I've watched it twice because I was in the live chat in the premiere as well. So, guys, I would absolutely, and Debbie watched it as well. Totally recommend watching it. Like anything, not everything is going to be 100% relevant for you, but what I found is it's inspiring to see different people how they use different things. So how she's using her tools, how she's using eRank as well. But I know Debbie, when I first spoke to her before this course, she talked about the SKUs, your stock keeping, your numbers you can put in things. And then Debbie saw that in her course as well. And Debbie's like, I'm doing this. And yeah, I've got ideas for this as well. So it's just little things you're like, yeah, here's a thing I can do. So get inspired by a thing, go and work on it in your shop, and then this video is going to be up like forever. So don't necessarily try and do everything she's telling you in one go. Do one thing and then come back next month and pick another section and do that other thing. It is 4 hours and there is actually lots of really cool advice in there. So,
and she's got it broken down into chapters as well. So if you need to walk away, if you can't sit and do 4 hours straight, you can always just go through the specific chapters and you know, kind of remember where you left off and come back to it. But I went ahead and added the link. I've never seen like a 4 hour, you know, thing. I've never seen a course, you know, be posted in that way. So I'm really excited to check it out and see, you know, what her system is for incorporating. Is Profit Tree like a big part of it? Because that's what I want to learn how to use.
She includes Profit Tree, yes, but actually it's just told that she's showing how to use eRank a bit, she's shown how to use Profit Tree, but I found it was a whole lot of inspiring where to get started, what to do and stuff. She has other videos and she's other coaching for how to use Profit Tree as well, but
yeah,
it shows you enough of it that definitely, I know quite a lot of the eRank team were like, I'm signing up for Profit Tree. So
that's awesome.
and you never know, guys, if you watch the course, there might be little freebies and extras in there. Who knows?
Yeah, she gave me free access to Profit Tree so I could poke around, and we ended up doing free trials for my students. But I haven't had time to like dig in because it was, you know, kind of before the holidays. So now I'm excited to actually like see how she uses it as the person who made it. Because, you know, there's no better information than the information coming, you know, straight from the horse's mouth to say. So yeah, that definitely check that out. Let's see. Will the course be up indefinitely? Oh, I'm sure it will be.
Yeah.
I don't think that she's going to be taking it down.
Oh, no. The whole point of this is we hope it's something people are about to come back to. We hope the YouTube algorithm is going to see how much you love it and it will get loads of people about to see it. Yeah, Debbie's giving away little sneaks, but this is a cool one. If you use the SKUs and Profit Tree, you're going to be able to see if you've got variations. You might not know what's selling the most, so she's able to show you what's actually selling out of all of your variations, which is super handy.
I like that because I was actually just trying to figure out on this particular shirt without having to go through all my orders. I offer this in 2 colors and I wanted to see, because this is the only green shirt that we offer. And I wanted to see if people like the green as much as I do, but I don't want to go through all my past orders.
Yeah.
And look.
It's not easy. So that is, I think, very much, especially if you're doing print on demand or you have lots of variations, I think that's going to be helpful. Literally, as I was sitting listening to it in my head, I was going, I really should start using variations, because I hadn't been, because of the limits with it as well. So yeah, I think even just that, watch it for that, guys. Right. But I can't believe she threw together a 4-hour course.
That's awesome. I'll have to dig in the bonuses vault. Yes, HAA students, it's in the bonuses vault. It's been in there for a while. I don't think that we mentioned it we mentioned it a lot when we added it during the summer, but then new students who joined in December, if you haven't been in the bonuses vault yet, you probably haven't seen it. But yeah, there's a trial for it in there. And obviously, if you have any questions, Hannah's actually in the student campus, where you could tag her if you needed any help.
Yeah, we might even let us know if you fancy this, guys. But we could have her on here if you want to talk to her about things. I think that would be really cool. And she is absolutely lovely and so smart at all of this. So that would be cool. So let us know if you want, and we can ask her to come along.
Yeah, I have her on Marco Polo, which it's like my favorite communication app. It's basically like a virtual walkie-talkie. So it's like FaceTime, but you don't have to watch it live. You can watch it while someone's recording, or you can come back to it later, and it's little recorded videos. But when we first started talking about collaborating, the message I got from her, she was holding her phone longboarding, like going down a hill on a longboard, like I'm hearing the road, like going.
Wow.
And she's talking to me. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I don't know. She cracked me up. But yeah, I like her her energy and her teaching style. So hopefully you guys are able to check out that course.
Yeah, let us know what you think, guys, because yeah, this is the first time eRank's done anything like this as well. So we'd love some feedback there as well. But I hope all the feedback I've seen so far has been really cool. But let us know.
Plus, it's free. Like, you can't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Exactly. Yeah. It's definitely the best value you're ever going to get for free. That's for sure.
I remember there were days when I would sit and just watch free webinars. That's how I got my start, was just watching every free webinar I possibly could. And that's kind of how it starts. And then the free stuff, you start actually applying it and making money, and then you can afford more business expenses. And like Debbie said, her software is a business expense. eRank is a business expense. We're approaching tax season. That'll be April 15th for all of our US peeps. So, make sure that you're writing down all these little softwares and things that you pay for. Like, all of this is tax deductible.
Absolutely. Yeah, don't even talk about tax. It's the end of January. Guess how much of my tax I've done for this year?
Zero.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I had planned over Christmas to do my taxes, but I didn't.
So. Well, you know what? You relaxed, and you have a puppy, so.
And I hear Starla might be getting something.
Hopefully Saturday. Ours is going to be much smaller. So maybe by next week, if she's ready. Technically, she's technically ready on Saturday, but if she still needs some time with her mama, it might be a little later. But hopefully by next week, I'll be able to show my little small.
So exciting.
Small thing. I made an announcement. Those well, Pam saw it, but you guys know those like letter boards that people do that say like, we're expecting, and they've got like baby toys laying around it and their ultrasound picture. I did one that said that we're expecting 4 paws and a tail, and pictures of the puppy and little biscuits and things. You would not believe how many people thought that I was pregnant. And I'm like, it says 4 paws and a tail.
To show how mush my brain was when that came up, I was like, oh, she's expecting, they're getting a puppy, 4 paws and a tail. How many puppies is that? I never thought baby, but I couldn't figure out how many dogs that was going to be.
I'm more concerned for the people who thought I was having a hairy 4-paw baby.
Oh, people are weird. I remember one year there was the fake sort of baby scan picture, but it was of a turkey, and I posted that after my Christmas dinner, and so many people commented. I was like, it's a turkey, guys.
I can confidently say that you'll never have to worry about that with Starla Moore, because we've neutered the male. There will never be a pregnancy announcement from Starla. One and done. I do have a child. I know she's quiet, but she's up there. Sometimes you hear her stomping around.
Yep, you do have a very cool child by the looks of things.
Yeah, she's a teenager, so sometimes she's cool, but sometimes she's sassy.
Yeah.
She's like a
Yeah,
sour patch kid.
my sister has just become teenagers, one of her kids, but they're in New Zealand, so it's great. We just have to FaceTime, or the puppy FaceTimed them over Christmas. It was great. It's just like my sister gives the camera to her kids and we just give the camera to the dog and they squeal at each other and it's fine.
You know, speaking of puppies, when I was doing my trend research today, I was going through the new version of the Trend Buzz, which just updated this week. And I was, just clicking through the new tabs for the trending colors and things like that. But I was looking specifically at the gift recipient column, and gifts for dogs were actually the number one. I don't remember. Let me double check and see if that was for December, or I think it was for, I don't think
Yeah,
it was
you
December.
can throw up screens if you have stuff you want to share.
I might be able to. I might have to make you do. I have so many tabs open right now.
Same, yeah. I did see, I think gift for grandma has been a big one if you're wanting gifts. But
See,
yeah, dogs as well.
It was. Well, now the tabs aren't showing up. I'm only getting keywords.
Oh dear, they've been playing.
They were.
It's the Trend Buzz that has should have the tabs. Oh yeah, 20th on December's monthly trends was grandma gift.
Let me see. Are you able to pull it up on yours? My tabs, I only have the keyword tab right now, so team might be playing around with stuff. I had to report a bug earlier today because I kept getting a 404 error. So they might be looking into that.
Well, this is the old Trend Buzz, but it seems to be working. So guys, Trend Buzz, and you can pick out recipients, and she's right, dog's the top. Dog, men, men's, baby, cat, woman, girls, kids. Yeah, so it's time for doggies.
Yeah. What's it like on, is that just past 30? I was pretty sure it was only past 30.
Yeah, that's the past 30.
I'm curious how our dog people did for Christmas. If that was past 30 days, that means that lots of people were doggy shopping.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, where did that recipients. Where did the dogs go? Yeah, and don't forget, for any of these keywords, you can click on them and get taken to the keyword tool to see how it's just that keyword's doing, and you can dig into it. And yeah, look, that's a nice spike in December. So dog's pretty good.
What specifically? Collars?
Yeah.
Tags?
And if anyone doesn't know, if you click the search trend, that orders it by the keywords that were the most popular last month, so you can see what's really kicking off. Dog ornament. I used to have dog ornament in my tag in a lot of my listings, and I actually took it away because that's a word that you Americans use different from us UK. Oh wow, gifts for dog lovers. That was a cool spike.
Big spike.
Yeah. So that looks, big competition, but still nice.
You can even add in the filter box and make sure that the term contains dog and dogs.
Yep. Well, let's go freeze match, see what comes up. Yeah. I can't remember what these do. Half the time I click the wrong one, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, so everything that contains the word dog, is it still ordered? Yep. So yeah, dog portrait, dog bed, dog mum, or gift for a new dog mum, because we're going to have another one here.
Dog memorial, that's a big one. I remember when I was looking for stuff after Itty passed away, it was kind of,
Yeah,
I mean, at the time it was kind of hard to find stuff. So don't just think about, the people who actively have dogs. Think about the people who want to remember dogs, or,
that's always been a big one for me as well.
yeah.
It's so sad. Like I say that half of my job is making people cry, but pretty
Oh
much.
yeah. It's like that Cuddle Clones. They make a plush
Mhm.
version of your dog, but they're really, really expensive. So if someone wanted a smaller option, you kind of fill that need.
Hey, are Print on
That's
Demand's
pretty cool.
doing dog blankets somewhere? That looks
Um,
like a good one.
well, I mean, POD companies have lots of different sizes of blankets, and technically any blanket could be a dog blanket, right?
Yeah. So that's got reasonably low competition.
Yeah. That would be a really good one. You could do custom ones where the customer could send the dog's name, and you could have their name in little paw prints, or maybe pictures of the dog on it.
Dog ears. I suppose that's like to wear like cat ears, but dog ears.
Dog ears.
We're getting down into the ones that don't have so much searches and things, but it's always
Right.
fun to get ideas. Like balloon dog. So many people have been on my Facebook. I've seen people crocheting the balloon dog thing, which is you crochet a big sausage and then make a make a balloon dog out of it. That's been huge this past month.
I've been seeing lots of little statues and like things for your
Mhm.
bookshelf that look like, little like ceramic balloon dogs.
Yep.
That's
I
strange.
even what was it? It was How to Cook That on YouTube. She made a cake of a balloon dog. That was very cool.
I wonder why. There was a toy when, my daughter still played with toys, but there was a balloon dog, robot dog, and you got like a little fake pin, and you could pop the dog with the pin, and then he would deflate and just like fall on the ground, and then he would stand back
Oh,
up. It was such a cute toy, but after, I don't know, I feel like that's where I saw the balloon dogs start to get popular, was that toy, because it was one of those super trendy toys for kids there for a minute, and now I see them in designs and decor. So I don't know.
yeah. But
Print.
I've seen like giant balloon dogs as decor or like a coffee table or something.
Yeah, holding up the glass.
Yeah, so weird.
It is. That's, I don't know. Maybe there's lots of balloon people. I'm afraid of balloons. I have globophobia, which is fear of helium balloons. I am terrified of helium balloons, latex helium balloons. Um, Horrified of
Helium is
them.
so much fun. So I used to work as a chemist, so I've played around with all the chemicals. Helium is so much fun.
Here's some trivia for you guys. Did you know that helium is disappearing? We are actually using up the Earth's supply of helium, and once it's gone, it is gone forever. So, in the next 20, 30 years, helium balloons, unless we find something else that makes a balloon float, we might not see floating helium balloons anymore.
Yeah, there are other gases, but they tend to be a little more dangerous.
You can't inhale them and make a cute little voice.
There's a whole range. Is it Cody's Lab on YouTube? Because he's a chemist as well. He had a whole range of balloons with all different gases in to do his voice through all the pitches. It's hilarious.
Oh, that's cool and kind of scary. I would be afraid to.
Yeah, well, you've got some of them that can make your voice go really deep as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool, but it's also very dangerous, and don't do that unless you know you know what you're doing. But it's really cool.
I think that inhaling helium is really bad for you too. I thought that.
Well, inhaling anything that isn't the air is very dangerous. Our bodies kind of like the way we've got
Oxygen.
air, and yeah, they would prefer not to for us to mess around with breathing. But
I mean, I've done my fair share of helium voices in my life, so I think as long as you're not doing it like every day, you probably won't die. But maybe don't just send your kid off with a balloon and say have fun.
yeah, have some oxygen in between. You know, some of the actual proper air.
Exactly. Oh, I love the eRank Q&A. We always end up on a weird topic. You guys got a lesson about data and Pinterest, balloon dogs, and helium today.
That's what I love about keyword research, though, because you do end up on the craziest of tangents, and then I usually end up buying nonsense that I have no need for. So.
Or you find a term and you're like, what does this even mean? Is this a dirty word? What is this? And then you Google it and you learn something new. That happens to me quite a bit, where I'm like, what is this? Or who is this person that's trending? And then I have to go to Google and do some research.
Yeah, and thankfully eRank doesn't have access to our Google searches.
Oh man, I always have that fear that someday I'm going to be doing like some goofy product research, and I don't know, somebody's going to find out all the weird things that I search for just because I'm going through eRank. Like, what the heck is this? What is this term?
Yeah. Well, I remember years ago, one of my bosses, it's a technical term for distillation units, but he got in trouble because his search history had said it was packed beds. And apparently when you Google for packed beds, you don't get chemical engineering terms. You get lots of people. Yes. So he got into some trouble for that. Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's good. It's good that now we all know. So if there's any chemical engineers, they don't make a similar mistake.
Absolutely.
In front of their children or something, Well, guys, there have been no questions since Anna said puppy, and that feels like forever ago. So
that's the most important comment, though.
Exactly. So maybe by next week I'll have a puppy to show you guys. But I think that we could probably cut it here. Don't forget to check out Hannah's course, though. I will go ahead and leave a link to that one more time. It's free. It's going to be around for a while. Maybe just go in and save it to a playlist or bookmark it, or, send a link to yourself on Facebook so you remember to look at it later. But she clearly put a buttload of work into it. So I'm going to try to go over it during this week, the weekend when I got a little bit more time, and check it out.
Let us know what you think. Let us know if you want more things like that. And let us know if you want Hannah here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you.